Welcome to Time Up. Today we are very, very glad to host a student leader, actually the student leader of Kenyatta University Students Association, Mr. Bernard Karanja. Karibu sana.
Asante sana, nashukuru.
Aha. How old are you?
Very young.
Very, very young.
I'm 24.
24. At 24, you're a student leader of a very big university, Kenyatta University.
64,000 students to be precise.
64,000 students. And how many votes did you get?
61% of the electoral college vote.
How many students were those?
Nowadays we vote the college way. So we have 18 faculties, that is 18 schools. Every faculty produces 3 delegates. Now the delegates vote in an electoral college. So you must get at least 50% plus 1 vote.
Plus 1 vote.
So those are 54 votes. You have to get at least 28 for you to be the chair first round. So I got 61%, that's 33 votes.
How did you get here? How did you, I mean, not how did you get to university, that's what I know. You worked hard and you passed your KCSE
Sure.
and then you got your letter. But how did you get here into this student politics and possibly into the future politics?
I've always liked politics, but I didn't know now how do you go about it. When I was coming to KU, I was thinking this is a very big number. I was told, you know, you must have a lot of money for you to win. You know?
Wale watu wakukuambia dead on arrival.
Wewe uko na pesa.
Eh.
Kama una pesa bana, hii kitu achana nayo.
Achana nayo.
So that is it. But I came to realize that it is not even about that money. It's about what students see when they look at you. Do they see someone who they can believe in, someone who can at least champion for their rights, someone who they can feel they have a soft spot? So I began my politics from a school congressperson.
Yeah, you are faculty congressman.
That is
It's a very fancy name, eh? What do faculty congressmen, what do they do?
They represent faculties.
Okay.
Like I'm in the faculty of pharmacy.
Okay.
Now that is a school of pharmacy.
That's a school of pharmacy.
So you represent that school. So anything, you know, we have like the bunges. So you are the MP of that school.
Yeah.
Now that is the congressperson. Then the congresspersons now form the Congress, which is the legislation body for the union. Now they make the laws, they do all those stuff.
What was your basis of campaign? What were you promising these students?
My advantage was that faculty was new. So initially we were in the faculty of medicine, the School of Medicine. Now we split to School of Pharmacy and School of Medicine. So as a standalone school, it was easy now to tell people the things they were not getting in the previous school, now we can get them. So
did you have a campaign manifesto?
Yeah, I had a the big 4 agenda.
You had a 4-point campaign manifesto,
yes,
which was addressing 4 points in the students' lives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's how I won, and I became the faculty congressperson. Then from there, now I started grooming to become the president of the union. So you start, you know, first of all, you have to work for your people.
Yeah.
At least you stand out.
So the grooming was based on what you are delivering as congressman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you see here, you have a small budget. People are tempted, this small budget. Acha nipotee na hii. But now me, I was looking at the bigger picture. I have this small budget, but if I use it well, it's going to give me a good name, and the entire university can now believe that this will be our chairman. So that's how I did it. I think I was rated the first in performance, and I became the top congressperson, and then I went for the top post.
How did you campaign?
For the delegates, you see, a delegate has to win first in their faculty to come and vote.
Yes.
Now, for the delegates, it's a bit tricky because unlike the popular one, the universal suffrage, where you go, you mobilize a mob, come, you know, konarende. Now, for this one, it's you are dealing with another politician. You are a politician, you are dealing with a politician. The way you go and lie to people, they are lying to you.
So you have to convince, find another way of convincing.
Now you can't bring politics. You now go for sometimes emotions. This person is desperate to win for a certain post. They want to become a delegate in their faculty. They can do everything. So help them do that thing that they want to do so that they can win. Talk about printing posters for them. You print posters for them. You help give them some, some little money so that they can campaign. Once they know that I can count on this guy really wants me to win the election, then once they get elected, then they are going to
At least they're going to, yeah. I'm sure there were challenges, but how did you manage to finance your whole campaign, this 1 month of extensive campaigns?
And by the way, during that 1 month of campaigns, there was a strike. So people went home for another 3 weeks. And these 3 weeks, it's an added time for campaigns. So we campaigned for like 2 months officially. From friends, you have, for us, we form a team of 7 people. You are the chair, it's like a coalition. So in this team, you have the chair, the vice, the secgen, the treasurer, academics, organizing, and gender secretary. So the first thing is to bring in a team that when you say we need some cash, at least, even if not much,
they were
give
personal
something.
Contributions.
Yes, first of all,
And they
from
were
the team.
also helping in fundraising. It was like a kitty.
It was like
they try and
we were like pulling.
Yeah.
But remember, if you are the chair,
Yeah.
they expect you to bring in a lot of
money.
A lot of money.
How much money did you spend on your campaign?
My campaign costed 732,000.
732,000. So guys, Meskia, if you are thinking of running for,
It is tough.
it's tough. You need about 1 million or something. Well, I mean, now that you're the student leader and you've talked about your predecessor had a different way of doing things, what do you think you've done differently during your tenure, and what would you credit the success of you even getting into that position?
When people get to offices, especially political offices, they tend to lose touch with the electorate. People begin now thinking, I'm in a red tie, I'm in an office, I didn't have this office before. You forget that there are people who are looking up to you so that you can help them.
Yeah.
So for you is to make sure that you're in touch with the electorate so that those who you can help, you'll be able to help. When students start feeling that you are approachable, that they can talk to you when they have a problem, then you become their favorite. And that's what I've capitalized on.
So
being in touch
with
my
the
electorate.
people.
Yes.
And is it scalable? I mean, you talked about there are 67,000?
64,000.
64,000 students that you represent as a student leader.
Yeah.
Is it a realistic approach to be able to be there for 67,000, personally engage them in each of their problems and try to solve their problems personally or, within the school? Or do you have a system that actually helps you with that?
I have the Congress. The Congress now, like we initially talked about.
Yes.
But you see, people want to see their leader. They want to, this is our chairman.
They want to see who they voted.
And you cannot see all of them. But at least you know what problems they are bringing to you. You know that they are asking for fees, some are asking for upkeep, they don't have food, you see. So what we've done is we've created 2 kitties. One, what we call the Somesha Mwenzako, and another one that we call the Upkeep Kitty.
Somesha Mwenzako and the Upkeep Kitty.
So the Somesha Mwenzako, we pull funds from our global budget. There's an allocation that we give to Somesha Mwenzako, so that at least in every academic year, we help students to pay their school fees. Even if we're not going to give you the whole school fees, but we can cover some amount, like in form of bursaries, then the rest utatafuta mali pengine. The Upkeep Kitty is whereby students, sometimes schools have closed, someone doesn't have even fare to travel back home.
Yeah.
We give now that small amount of money to facilitate them back. And also within the university, maybe to help them get food or get some little comfort. So that's what we've been doing. Those are our 2 major projects. And actually, before COVID struck, we were to have a marathon, a walk, what we are calling the Kusafanikisha walk. This walk we were targeting to raise 5 million to help pay school fees for students. It was very much organized. It was a very good walk. It's supposed to be on the 20th of March. Schools closed on 17th.
Yeah. And you talked about the COVID. I know that you're part of the 15 students of Kenyatta University that were actually instrumental in the creation of locally assembled ventilators.
Sure.
Hey, student leader, huku tuko ventilators, pharmacy.
You see, the thing is, when you're in office, you don't forget you're a student. When COVID began, people, students went home. And everyone was asking, why are we sending our university students home? Instead of telling them to stay in the university, do research and give us drugs
And
for
give
these
us
things.
drugs, the solution. To
It was
this pandemic.
everywhere.
Yeah.
The CS Health, Mutahi Kagwe, was saying, we are calling on the youths to come and help us fight COVID. So we thought, myself and other students from engineering, we had students from engineering, and now from the medical side. From the medical side, we had pharmacy, myself.
Yes.
We had a medical, now medicine. And we had a nursing student. So we were bringing in the perspective, the medical perspective, you know, physiology, how does the body work? How do we emulate it? Remember, in Kenya, there is no locally assembled, not even assembled, manufactured, because we were not assembling.
There's no locally manufactured ventilator. Forget even assembling.
Leave alone even assembled, even manufactured. We don't have one. So it was from scratch. Remember, one ventilator costs around 5 million. You can't go and tell KNH to give you a ventilator so that you can come and look at it and then start replicating or reverse engineering.
Yes.
So it is you sit down, you look at the physiology. What are the respiratory mechanics? How does the body work? How do you breathe in? How do you emulate? What's the problem with COVID? So if it is about respiration, how does COVID affect respiration?
And
then
how long
we start that.
did you take to even come up with a prototype, or even just to say, okay, this is the direction we are taking, this is how we are going to create this thing?
The first day of arrival, we had clearly in mind what we want to make. We had what we call a CAD design, computer-aided design.
Yes.
Now it is like what it is going to look like.
Yes.
Within 7 days working, 22 hours in a day, we managed to have the prototype ready.
Who sponsored this activity?
KU.
Kenyatta University.
Kenyatta University.
So this was also in partnership with the Students Association?
It was purely KU.
It was purely KU?
It was purely KU. We had approached them through what we call the Center of Incubation. We have an incubation, research, innovation and incubation center in KU. So we liaised with them, we told them we have this idea that we want to make a ventilator to see if we can help fight COVID. They embraced it, we were called. Some of us were, myself, I was in Molo. We were just communicating on WhatsApp, so we traveled back.
Yeah. Did anything come out of this? I mean, I followed that to the point where the ministry actually came and said, you know, we're working with the Kenyatta University students and, you know, to create a prototype, after which we are going to manufacture, I don't know how many number of these ventilators.
Yeah, sure. And
then we are going to sponsor. There was a lot of promises that were, what came out of it?
So we got an approval from Pharmacy and Poisons Board. That's a body that regulates the medical devices, and it's like our FDA. So we got an approval from them. Now we can proceed to clinical trials. So now that's where we are. Maybe in the next 2 or so weeks, we'll have tested it on a patient. We expect that everything will go on well. Then we'll be ready in the market.
Do you think there's anything that government should have done that would have maybe fast-tracked this whole process? Because I mean, we are 9 months to a year in, and we still don't have that approved ventilator. And I mean, I know that there are institutions, there are medical facilities that have lost patients because of not having that ventilator.
To begin with, I think that the government should have, first of all, a very structured research and innovation fund for the universities. Remember, this burden was all shouldered by Kenyatta University. You are purchasing a lot of the stuff. There are a lot of processes.
So you didn't get your project did not get any of the COVID billions that were
and we are thankful.
And you're thankful
because we'd be in a scandal right now. But the government should have a fund, and it should be very well structured to support such projects, because that's a project that again saves the whole country. Another burden of importing.
So if you feel that if you guys had a bit more of financial aid or financial resources, that process would have gone faster. Very
fast. Yeah. If everything was not left now to us and some few well-wishers who came in to support, if the government fast-tracked everything, I feel like by now we would be having that ventilator in the market, because we got the calibration around June.
What is the price of this ventilator once it's approved and it's out in the local market?
For now, I can't really tell, because what we have right now is just we've been purchasing stuff from
also they haven't done now the whole costing of how much
we've not done costing yet. I think a after we are done with the clinical trials and after we have the first one that now we intend to, that will be launched by the government officially, then by that time I think we are going to have the cost.
When will you be done with the clinical trials?
As soon as possible. I think in the next 2 weeks we will be reporting for clinical trials.
Okay.
Then after that it might take maybe say another 2 weeks and then it will be done.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's there are a lot of hiccups, but it's better than nothing. And this is one of the good things that came out of this pandemic, because we were able to see youth being very innovative and, you know, building something that is completely impactful in our society.
So this is a challenge that it can be done here. Anything that we want, it can be done here. But now the problem with us is people don't believe in Kenyan made. You take that ventilator to the market, people are going to say, hamuna ile ingine ya China, hamuna ile ingine sijui ya wapi. It is time as Kenyans we believe in what we make. We believe in what we can do. We believe that it can be done here and it can be done in the best way possible. If that is done, I think as a country we'll move forward.
Okay. So what do you want to leave as your legacy? You know, everyone is talking about a legacy. Eh? Your president wants his Big Four agenda. You know. So what is your legacy, yours, as the Kenyatta University student leader? My
legacy, what I want to leave behind is that Fanikisha Walk. I want that to be an annual event that will always be done in Kenyatta University, so that at least every year we know there is a walk that is going to be done somewhere in the middle of the year. Money is going to be raised. To begin with, the first one, we are targeting 5M. I hope that as time goes by, it will be adopted by the university. It will be funded even by other people from outside, and we'll be able to raise money to help students. Because trust me, students are struggling. You see a graduate, that person has struggled. So if this will happen, wherever I am, gray hair, I'll be able to look at it and say, that was my brainchild.
Yeah.
That's what I want to leave as a legacy.
Okay. What has been your most difficult challenge throughout this, getting into student politics, and, you know, what has been such a challenge that you would really look back and say, if I have an opportunity to help an aspiring student leader, this is what I would help them with?
Financing.
Financing.
Yeah. Politics, especially campus politics, are very expensive. And when you approach your friends to come in and help, they look at it, no, na ukienda uanguke.
It will be like tumeweka pesa huko imeenda imekunywa maji.
And that is the way people who would have become, who had the potential of becoming very good leaders, they don't make it. But if we can be able to, I don't know how that can be done, but there are very many people who I feel, if they had even some little cash, they would have made very good leaders.
Yeah.
So I think the greatest challenge is always about finances.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I was going to say, maybe if you just had an ideology and you're selling something that is on issue based, maybe you don't need money for posters. But I can imagine that is not very practical.
that is in politics. It doesn't work.
Like that. You need posters, you need flyers, you need to convene people and buy them sodas and tell them about what you're going to sell.
Apart from what you're telling them, they can see this guy has a vision. Oh my God, this guy has a vision.
Yeah.
Lakini pia unajua tunahitaji kitu.
But see, that is what we are trying to
fight as a country.
Yeah, that is what we are trying to fight as a country.
We are not yet there, but I think it has to move from upward there. I told you that campus politics resembles the national
politics. It's a reflection of the national politics. Yes.
As long as there is politics of handouts outside here, then politics of handouts will be in the universities. That's how it begins. That's why you see Karanja here becomes a very good chairman in KU, then he learns from the best in the government. He goes out there and becomes a replica.
Okay. What is the advice you would like to give student leaders, aspiring student leaders, or those who are in office? What advice can you give them?
It's simple. It is never about winning that election. It's about what you do after you win that election. What will students remember you for? Will they sit and look back and say that such a time we had a leader who would depend on, who would rely on? So as people go for these offices, they should not be short-sighted. That I'm going to this office, I'll get money, I'll get fame, I'll get, you know. It doesn't work like that. It is never about getting famous. It's about what impact do I leave behind. trust me, it is more fulfilling to see a student text you and tell you, I'm very happy I got the help. I'm very happy you could help. It is very fulfilling, rather than seeing yourself, people shouting, oh, Karanja here, Karanja there. It is more fulfilling when you feel, when you know that deep inside, I've helped someone. So as they look forward to getting to offices, let them think about what they can do before they think, am I vying or not?
7 out of 10 student leaders in these universities end up in politics, in the national platform. So tukikuona, tunaona kama 2022 unacheza kama MP, unacheza kama governor. Unachezaje?
2022 I'm thinking of going to Nakuru Senate. We're on the ground. Tunapiga campaigns. We want first of all the name to go on the ground. Then we are going for that post. Senate 2022 Nakuru County. You guys don't worry, we are here for you.
Umesikia? 2022, we're going to see a lot of youth coming up, eh? So Nakuru County, you're ready. Karanja is coming.
It will be hot.
It will be hot. He's going to sell his manifesto. He's going to bring all those innovative ventures there. Maybe even it will be like the hub of innovative. Ya kutengeneza hizo ventilator and God knows what else.
We bring
but
it down to the
2022, you're definitely on the ballot.
Yes.
Which party are you in?
We can even form ours. For now, we don't have a party.
Yeah? You're looking for the party that resonates with your
We are looking at the party that is people-centered.
That is people-centered.
A party that at least when you go to the ground, people are going to say, hawa ni wetu.
Okay. So maneno ya Hustler.
Sip soda.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. And this is Bernard Karanja. He's an aspiring senator, Nakuru County 2022, current student leader at the Kenyatta University. And so, you know, for more information on what we're doing here in this show, on Bernard, you can follow us on our channels just on the screen. And yeah, let's meet again next week. Asante.
Thank you.
Yeah.